1035 Kiss FM, Erik Zachary, a couple guys that you might recognize as, like the most popular romantics of Chicagoland right now. Season 5, Married at First Sight. I've got Cody, I've got Nate, I've got Anthony. What's up, guys?
What's going on?
What's happening?
Welcome to the Kiss FM studios, Chicago, which you guys have obviously learned the city pretty well in the not-so-distant past. Now, you guys got married to a woman that you met that day. That is. Well, how did you explain this to your family? First of all, was anyone questioning it? Or they like, oh, word, okay, cool.
Yeah, I told my mom. I said, "Hey, mom, I'm getting married to a stranger." She said, "Bro, stop playing with me." I said, "All right, I'm gonna stop playing with you then."
Yeah, all right.
Leave it at that. I told you.
Yeah, I told my family, and we're super traditional Catholic, and they were kind of nervous about it. But I had some friends. I called them up, and I told them, I was like, "Hey, come on to my wedding. It's this Saturday. I'm getting married." And they were like, "Quit playing." Hung up the phone on me, so I had to call them back a couple times, let them know that I wasn't messing around.
Yeah, Anthony?
On my end, my mom didn't think it was, she thought it was kind of crazy, but not that crazy because that's how my grandpa got married.
Really?
Yeah, my grandpa and my grandma got married. It was an arranged marriage. So she's like, really? It's not that much different. So
yeah,
hope it all works out.
That's it. That's 3 different perspectives. I love that. Yeah. So just to remind everyone watching too, please let's go down the line and talk about the woman that you're associated with, Cody.
I'm married to Danielle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm married to Sheila.
And I'm married to Ashley.
I feel like I'm on one of those Two Truths and a Lie shows right now. Now we can't ask, the question everyone wants to know, who lasted and everything. We'll have to watch to find out. Married at First Sight, of course, it's airing every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central. But I want to ask, a lot of people obviously are going to wonder, there's so many challenges that comes with this, But what's something that was easier than you thought? What's something that maybe you thought this was going to be wild and difficult, but you're like, okay, that kind of fell into place?
Tell you what, for me, I think after a while of having, I think initially when we first started filming, having the camera in front of you, it's like, well, get out of my face, man.
Right.
But after a while, you didn't even see the camera anymore. So, after, maybe after the first week or so, when we were filming a little bit before that for all the background stuff. But yeah, after a while, I didn't even see the camera anymore. It was just me and her.
Live your life. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think it was once we got through the wedding, I think that Sheila and I, we became very comfortable with one another. Almost felt like we had known each other before we got married. Even though that's not the case, but we were able to, hold hands and hold each other as if, we had been married for quite some time.
Yeah,
I'll second that actually.
Yeah,
I gotta add that on top of my camera.
There you go.
So comfortable.
Things kind of just, you felt that connection that you almost nervous if you have it or not in the first place.
Right.
Cody?
I got to agree with them. Just the natural connection with me and Danielle right away, right off the bat. You can tell with the other guys, too. For all 6 of us, we just all instantly connected, clicked. It was weird how, and even my families, mine and Danielle's family right away, it's like they matched the families, too. They were best friends, right at the start. That's
an interesting aspect of it, too, because, it's enough for 2 strangers to meet each other and, literally become legally bound and married,
right.
But so much of a romance and so much of a relationship is the family as well. Did anyone have any trouble with that one? I know you said everyone was for the most part pretty accepting, but
my family went super smooth.
Nah, it was gravy. My family it was tough.
Yeah,
as people could see, I think the toughest part was I really didn't prep my family the way I probably should have. I didn't know how to, I'm like, how do I tell my family, hey, I'm about to get married?
Right.
Okay, to who? Who you dating?
Don't ask questions. Yeah.
It was like me telling my grandpa. My grandpa thought I got someone pregnant.
Right.
She's like, wait, so she's pregnant? I'm like, no. And she speaks Italian, so he doesn't understand what I'm trying to tell him. He's like, no, she's pregnant. You're messing with me. I'm like, just come to the wedding, man. I'll show you.
You'll get it. You will get it. There has to be so many unique aspects that you guys see, even off camera too, that don't translate necessarily through the screen. What's something that you want people to know about you or your relationship or your significant other that maybe hasn't been shown on TV?
I think one of the main things that I want people to take into consideration is the fact that it's hard enough to get married.
Mm-hmm.
Now add in the fact that you married a stranger.
Mm-hmm.
Now add in the fact that you got cameras in your face all the time, right? And you're trying to learn your new spouse and still ignore the cameras.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Did you guys find yourself in a position where, you know, finally when the cameras did turn off and there wasn't necessarily the pressure to keep that conversation going, that you would almost fall into silence a little bit?
You know what? Ashley and I didn't fall into silence. She always told me that I was way more affectionate off camera than I was on camera.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah, that's a good thing too, I would imagine.
She's like, you were always so standoffish on camera. I'm like, was I?
Maybe it was a subconscious thing, or
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just say it's all at once, and it's a whole different lifestyle. You're in a new house, got cameras, a new wife. So it just takes time getting used to. The cameras for me were definitely hard at first, but it made me kind of seem kind of stiff and things like that. But you get used to it, and it just kind of becomes part of your normal day life.
Would you suggest this to someone else?
There's a handful of buddies that I would suggest it to, because, I mean, one of the reasons why I even did it was because I was overthinking a lot of the dates that I went on. I'd pick something out about her. I'm like, nah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
And then
I
would
use it as an excuse.
Exactly. I would use that as an excuse. Like, I don't think, and, you know, maybe this comes from, you know, like when my parents are getting divorced, I'm like, well, I want to, when I get married, I want to make sure, you know, it works. So, you know, I'd pick something out and be like, yeah, I don't really know about that, you know, and but it was so dumb. And I passed up on a lot of great girls, and I also got rid of some ones that weren't so good for me anyway.
Yeah.
I think that, like you said, it got to be a select few people who actually gonna, you know, take it serious. And then I like the expert aspect of it all. I mean, they probably asked us thousands of questions, you know, to really find out what we want in a mate.
They almost know you better than you think you know yourself.
I think they do.
Yeah.
You know, and the fact that they can actually look at things on a deeper level than I may look at it, you know, that's what really excited me.
Agreed. I would just say, for some friends, you got to be ready. Make sure you're ready for marriage. Make sure you're ready for a little bit of criticism. Make sure you're ready for pressure. But if you're ready for all that, hell yeah, go for it.
A little bit of criticism?
You're
meeting a stranger, dude.
A little bit of criticism.
Would you do anything different? I mean, without giving away any of the spoilers or anything, would you want this to have gone a different way in terms of the marriage? Do you think maybe you would have a stronger or less strong bind with the significant other, maybe if you met them more the traditional way?
I think if there was one thing that I would do differently, I would have tried to open up earlier.
Okay.
Just open up who I am. And
throw everything out on the line.
Yeah. And I feel like I did, but now looking back, it's like, nah, I really didn't.
Right.
It's not as much as I should have.
Ah, man. I got a handful of things. I don't even know where to start. I mean, it's definitely a lot of things that, you know, even watching the episodes that's aired already, I'm like, man, you know, I could have did this better. Man, I should have did that better. There's definitely some things that, you know, I definitely could have done better. And there's going to be a lot more things within the season that I'm like, damn it, I should have did that better.
He's taking notes and writing it down.
Yeah, I would have just chilled and had a better time. You know, with marriage, the cameras, and a stranger, you let all that stress kind of get at you. But going back, I would have just chilled, had a little bit better of a time with it, enjoyed it more, took everything in.
Right. I mean, someone like myself, I do a lot of video work, and obviously I'm on the radio. I kind of have the chance to review what I do, but is it weird to review literally your life? I'm reviewing a profession. You guys are reviewing like your life, your marriage, everything, your romance, everything.
Yeah, seeing it now, man. It'd be nice to see that stuff ahead of time, but when we're seeing it like you guys are seeing it, so it's, oh, wow, I really did say that. You know, you don't remember what you said that long ago sometimes, so it's like sometimes you just got to, I'm going to stay under the desk for this one. Climb underneath this coffee table. Just let me know when it's done.
Right. Because it's on such a high platform at this point.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, it's probably Susie and Joe probably done said some things similar, but it's not on that platform, so don't nobody hear it. So when you see it, like you said, we're seeing it live with everybody else, you're like, oh, shoot. I did say that.
It's a little cringy.
I see why you was mad, Sheila.
Yeah. It's good for the fight, you know? All right, no, you're right. You're right.
Right.
See, for me, I'm a former college athlete, so I played football in college. So after Saturday, you'd watch a game film Sunday morning, kind of see what you did good, see your mistakes. So I just kind of think of it like that. see what I did good during the filming or see my mistakes. And
right, but that's a performance review. This is your life.
Hey, you can always be a better person, though, right?
All right, I like that.
Dang, Cody D.
All right, I say we call it on that one right there.
I need to snap.
Dude, closing it out strong. Cody, Nate, Anthony, of course, the three very fine gentlemen of Married at First Sight, Season 5, based right here in Chicago. You can see it Thursdays on Lifetime. Guys, thanks for stopping through. And I think we're going to talk once we find some more out on the screen and figure out what does and doesn't happen and who does and doesn't last. But don't look at the camera. We don't want to give anything away. All right, guys. Thanks for stopping through, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks
Give
for
yourself
having
a
us,
round of applause. You guys crushed it.
Hey, no, no, hey, no, no.